So earlier this year, I was in Maui to climb Haleakala. Beautiful climb, amazing place. On the way down the volcano, we stopped in this parking lot, and I was just being a tourist. I saw this weird red bird. I'd never seen anything like it. So I got a picture of it, put it on my Instagram story, didn't think anything about it. And then I started getting messages from folks. Apparently I have some bird dork followers. They were like, holy crap, that's an EV. It's like a top 5 bird sighting, super rare. One guy said he flew to Maui twice and wasn't lucky enough to see one. I was stoked. I was like, oh, I should frame this picture. I took a better look at it. Super blurry, terrible photo. That's not going to work. Later that day, we end up at the Maui Cyclery talking to the owner, Donnie. And Donnie wanted to give me a t-shirt. I was like, that is a really cool pineapple design on that shirt. And he goes, oh, this design was a former employee of mine, and he was a painter. He got commissioned to do the painting of the governor of Hawaii. Now he's like a big deal artist, and he showed me this guy's Instagram. And the first thing I see on Kirk's Instagram is a painting of an EVE. That felt like fate to me. I sent him a message saying, hey, I just saw that bird. Is there a way I could get like a print of this painting? Kirk says, hey man, sorry, I don't do prints, but I could commission one for you. And I was like, I just heard Kirk's commission rate. Sorry, buddy, I'm not in that tax bracket. All the best to you, thanks anyway. Kirk says, Phil, I've read your books. I think you're cool. I'd love to paint something for you. Maybe we could work out a trade. A little bit about what makes the EVE special. I read this book called Song of the Dodo. It talks about island biogeography, how plants and animals evolve in their own little vacuum specific to the needs of this small place. Of course, that also makes them more susceptible to climate change, invasive species, stuff like that. Hawaii and the EVE are a great example of that. Folks just showed up on ships in the 1800s, and they'd be like, oh, why don't we bring some horses here? Why don't we bring this animal? Why don't we drop that off? And suddenly here's this new animal with no predators or these new diseases no one's ready for. So the EVE used to be everywhere in Hawaii. And then sometime, I think around the 80s, mosquitoes showed up. They had malaria. So a ton of those birds died. But now mosquitoes don't go up to super high elevations. So they kind of stopped around 2,000 feet. Haleakala on Maui goes up to 10,000 feet. Haleakala on Maui goes up to 10,000 feet. So that's 4 different climate zones for plants and animals to evolve. The EVE doesn't really live above 3,000, but there were a few left between the mosquito territory and the super high altitude, and that's where you can find that bird. So I'm sending Kirk a signed book, an assortment of cookie stickers, and a signed jersey, and he just sent me this amazing painting. Now, I'm not like a super materialistic guy. I'm not into souvenirs. This is one of those things that if there's a fire, I'm pulling this off the wall before I get out of the house. I'm going to hang this up somewhere special, and I'm totally going to treasure it. So huge thanks to Kirk and Donnie for connecting us. This is just one of those little coincidences, one of those things in life that just made me feel really good, kind of made my year.